Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to today's class. We are here to do a biology class. I hope all of you are doing well. So before starting our class, let me introduce myself. I'm Afrina Rahman, a senior teacher of Milestone School and College from Sectors 4 branch. So in today's class, we are going to learn some topic from chapter 5, food, nutrition and digestion. The topic we are going to learn in this class are plant mineral nutrition, source and role of plant nutrient, symptoms of nutrient deficiency in case of plant. So mainly we are going to concern some knowledge related to plant. So first we have to know what is plant mineral nutrition. Plant absorbs certain elements from soil, water, and air for their normal growth and development. So plant actually cannot live without these elements. So these elements are called nutrients. So as most of the nutrients are taken from soil, sometimes they are also called mineral nutrients. So it is identify almost 60 nutrient elements, but among them 16 is identified as essential because they are very much important for the normal growth of plant. Now we have to learn the types. So among these 16 essential nutrients which plant consume either in a larger amount or smaller amount. So based on the amount of essential mineral nutrition consumed by the plant, nutrients are divided into two groups. One is macronutrients or macro element, another one is micronutrient or micro element. So there is a slight difference in case of spelling. So macronutrient, the nutrient element which are consumed by the plant in a large quantity for the growth is called macronutrient. So among 16 essential, 10 are considered as macronutrient. The name of these 10 macronutrients are nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and iron. So you have to learn or memorize these 10 names for MCQ mainly. In MCQ, the question might come like this: carbon is which type of element? So you have to identify which type of element carbon is. So for that one, that MCQ, so you have to memorize the numbers or names. Now micronutrients, so that elements which are consumed by plant in very small quantities for actually the normal growth is called micronutrients. Just it is similar with the name. Micro means small, so micronutrients are consumed in small amount. Plant use 6 micronutrients. So we can now say among 16 essential elements, 10 is macro and rest of the 6 is micronutrient. The 6 micronutrients are zinc, manganese, molybdenum, boron, copper and chlorine. So you have to memorize this name also for MCQ actually. Now the source of nutrients. Some of the nutrients are absorbed from atmosphere like carbon and oxygen, and some of them are absorbed from water like hydrogen and oxygen. But most of the elements is absorbed from soil by the help of root. So these elements is actually present within the soil as different salts. They do not present as separately. So they either accumulate with different type of salt. So plant cannot absorb them directly. So plant absorb them in ionic form such as calcium, magnesium, calcium ion, magnesium ion. Now we have to learn the role of these mineral elements. From macro, we are going to learn this role of this nitrogen, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, and iron. And from micro, we are going to learn this role. So let's start with nitrogen. So nitrogen is very much essential element for a plant. Nitrogen is the mainly building block or the structural components of nucleic acid, protein, and chlorophyll. So it helps in the nitrogen actually helps in the formation of chlorophyll, and we know chlorophyll is very much important in case of plant because by using chlorophyll, which is present in the leaf, plant actually make their food by the process of photosynthesis. So if there is any deficiency of nitrogen or if there is no formation of chlorophyll, so it is going to hamper the production of food in case of plant. So if there is a hamper in the production of food, so there will be no energy released to our environment. So ultimately the whole process of plant is going to disturb if there is any deficiency of nitrogen. So nitrogen is very much important for any plant. Now magnesium. Magnesium is an important component of chlorophyll again. So it helps in the process of respiration. If there is any shortage of magnesium in plant, then it is going to hamper the formation of chlorophyll, as we already talked about this. So it is going to hamper the formation of chlorophyll, and ultimately is going to hamper the food production. I have blocked some role. So that blocked role is very much important from rather than the other one. So please note down that. Now potassium. Potassium plays an important role in case of opening and closing of stomata. So what is stomata? We know stomata is a part of leaf by which plant can absorb atmospheric different type of gases. So potassium plays an important role of opening and closing of stomata. So it also helps in the development and growth of flower, fruit, and root. And potassium also helps in the absorption of water, and potassium also controls the growth of plants by the process of cell division. Next, phosphorus. Phosphorus is very much essential for the development of roots. Sometimes it also helps in the elongation of roots, which means the structure of root. In the structure of roots, then it is the structural component of DNA, RNA, and ATP. We are going to learn details information about these things in another chapter. How the phosphorus is a structural component of DNA, RNA. So for now, you have to memorize it is a structural component of DNA, RNA, and ATP. So phosphorus is also very much important. Now iron. Iron is a structural component of cytochrome, and it is required for aerobic respiration. We're going to learn about respiration also. So in that class, we are going to learn what is aerobic respiration. But in a short form, I'm going to tell aerobic respiration is mainly a respiration process in which oxygen is required. And we know in respiration process actually gives us energy by oxidizing our food. So iron is also play important role in case formation of chlorophyll. Now we have to learn some substitute of these macronutrients. Like this 10 macronutrients is very much important in plant nutrition. But if there is any deficiency, we can fulfill the deficiency of this nutrient by applying some chemical fertilizer, which will give the which will fulfill the deficiency of nutrient and also give us high yield or high production of different type of crops. Like for nitrogen, we use urea. For potassium, we use muriate of potash, and for phosphorus, we use triple superphosphate. So I have blocked the fertilizer name. Please memorize it with correct spelling. Now micronutrients. So all the macronutrients are done, and now we are going to talk about the role of micronutrients. Like manganese, it is needed to construct and maintain chloroplast. Chloroplast is the green color plastid, we know about that. And then copper, it plays an important role in respiration. Boron is required for the growing region of plant, for that, and also for the transportation of sugar. Next, molybdenum is very much essential for the fixation of nitrogen by microorganism, and chlorine is necessary for the growth of root and stem of some plants. Okay. Now we are going to learn about the nutrient deficiency syndromes. In case of deficiency of any nutrients, plant is going to visible some symptoms. Like in case we have some disease, there are some symptoms visible in our bodies. So similarly, there will be some symptoms visible in plant body by which we can identify the plant is deficient of which nutrient, either macro, micro, or which nutrients the plant is actually deficient of. So by observing these symptoms, the farmers or the responsible person can assess which nutrient is absent in plants, so they can apply that specific nutrient. So here they are given the deficiency symptom and the plant picture. So I'm going to specifically say something important. Like in case of nitrogen, we know if there is any shortage of nitrogen, the formation of chlorophyll will be hampered. So we know chlorophyll is responsible for the green color of plant. So if there is any deficiency of nitrogen, the green leaf of the plant will gradually turn into yellow. So this condition is actually called chlorosis. Uh, there's a high chance of definition come in your question like what is chlorosis. In case of this, you can say or answer like this: The green leaves gradually turn yellow because of the deficiency of nitrogen and other important nutrients. So that condition of leaves becoming yellow is called chlorosis. So next, phosphorus. So in case if there is any deficiency of phosphorus, leaves turn purple. Okay. So P for phosphorus, P for purple. You can remember like that. So if leaves turn purple, and we can also find some necrotic spot develop in the leaves. And we also see some shading of leaves, flowers, and fruit. So this will be very visual deficiency. So it will be easier to recognize either which nutrient is absent. Next is calcium. If the normal level of calcium in the cell is low, so it's going to show some symptoms like the young leaves will face chlorosis, and plants will become very dry, or flowering of plants will become very dry, stem will dry up, and plants will die. And magnesium, in case of magnesium we can say, sorry, in case of magnesium we can say, so chlorophyll is not synthesized if there is any deficiency of magnesium. So green color will gradually get pale. So the green color will gradually become pale, and the rate of photosynthesis will also be reduced. Next, in case of iron, if there is any deficiency of iron, young leaves become pale. So mainly they become yellow, which is also chlorosis, symptoms of chlorosis. And then sulfur. Sulfur is a structural component of protein. So in case there is any deficiency of sulfur in plant, so leaves, then the leaves will show general chlorosis, and either the leaves can be yellow or reddish, or purple spot can appear on the leaf. And we can see another symptoms like the tips of the leaf, stem will die. The apex of any stem will start dying, so that will indicate the deficiency of sulfur. Now potassium. In case of deficiency of potassium, and the tips of the leaf turn yellow, and the necrotic spot is found in case of leaves. Necrotic, some purple color necrotic spot will also be found, and the growth of